Okay, let's talk about this Carmelo Anthony thing. First of all, let me get this out the way. Carmelo deserves to be on an NBA roster. Let me just say that first. He definitely deserves to be on somebody's roster. He still has the talent. And as we can see from the interview that he just recently did with Stephen A., his mind is in a different place than it was, and he's willing to accept the role of coming off the bench on a team. So he deserves a spot. 2009 NBA All-Rookie Team, 10-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, 2013 scoring champ. Carmelo Anthony definitely deserves a spot on the NBA roster. But honestly, I'm really torn as far as, this interview, because in certain parts of the interview, I felt Carmelo. I felt his heart. I felt that, he really wants to play, and my heart went out to him. But then on other aspects of the interview, I really felt that Carmelo seemed to still have a slight bit of reluctance when it came to accepting the fact that he may be coming off the bench on one of these teams. I mean, I think he expressed himself and he was honest about, okay, it's going to be hard. It's a hard thing to accept, but I'll do it. And when you expressing it in that manner, it kind of seems like, is it something that's going to be a challenge for you, or have you fully accepted, okay, this is going to be my role now, and it's something that I'll be happy with? Because I think that when you deal with general managers in the NBA, nobody wants that energy in the locker room. Like if you coming in there and well, this is tough, but I guess I'll go ahead and then do it. But it's going to be hard versus, hey, you know what? I'm here. My mind is right now. I'm just ready to play, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes for this team to win. Even if that means coming off the bench, I'll be happy with that. I mean, it was even at one point of the interview where I was like, wow, he don't even want to say coming off the bench. He doesn't even want to say that. Like, he was kind of putting it as, it's been said that I don't want to accept certain roles, but I'm willing to accept those roles, and not really specifying like I'll be coming off the bench. I don't feel like he's fully, I don't feel like his ego is fully ready to accept coming off the bench. It just sounds like he was a bit reluctant to me. I mean, I could be wrong, but it sounded to me like he was a little reluctant. And I remember an interview when he was asked about coming off the bench, and he said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not sacrificing no bench role. And I think that when he was explaining the fact that no one ever told him that he needed to come off the bench, and no one ever explained that to him or expressed to him that that was what they wanted to do, I think to an extent he still has to take accountability for that statement, because it would make people uncomfortable having that conversation with him after publicly making a statement like that. After publicly saying, when someone asks you after the game, would you be willing to come off the bench, and saying, no, I ain't coming off the bench. I ain't doing that. I ain't sacrificing no bench role, versus me just saying, hey, I'm a team player. I've always been a team player from day one. So whatever this team needs me to do for us to win, I'm willing to do that. And that's the type of attitude that you got to have. But I'll say this, even though I'm torn about the interview, I don't really think it helped him in any way, because I'm so torn about the interview, because I think it kind of exposed that, his ego has been checked, but it kind of seemed to me like he's still not fully ready to accept that role coming off the bench and be happy about it, and just do what he needs to do for the team to win. I do feel like he will get that roster spot that he's looking for. I think he will still get it, because I think right now the NBA has such a balance, that addition of Carmelo Anthony on the right roster, that could be the difference between you making it to the championship or not. That could be the difference between you making it deep into the playoffs or not, because everything is so balanced with the dynamic duos all over the place. So all in all, I think Carmelo has a chance.